Hey guys, welcome. This is chapter 19 of our Frost Giant. So let's see, let's pick up where I left off. Off camera, off camera, I did a little bit of work. I just grabbed a square primitive, and I just made this little stud shape, and I put these little studs in between the round studs. It just felt a little empty spaces in there. So I just stuck some geometric shapes in there just for added interest. This is what happens when you don't hit edit. You just keep dragging out your tool. So you drag it out, you hit edit, and that makes it sculptable, right? Let me turn off that perspective button. And that's it. I added a couple of teeth on the skull. Let's see. Just to make it a little cooler looking. But before I pose it, I just want to do a couple more little details. So let us isolate his chest and his beard. Yeah, that'll do it. I want to add some braids into his beard. So, very cool brush I found on the internet. It's a braid curve brush. And it works just like the curved tubes brush or any curve brush, but it creates a braid. And let's see, let me take symmetry off. I'm going to need no subdivisions, so I think I have subdivisions. Let me see. It doesn't work with subdivisions. Yep, I got 4. So I'm going to delete those on the chest, and I'll show you how the curve brush works. You just drag it out. Now that's really small, but you can see it creates a braid, and it's that simple. Let me make a bigger draw size. Whoa, I know where it is. It's inside it's too deep. See it? But that's basically what we want to do. But we need to adjust it a little bit because it's embedded in the chest there. We don't want that. So here's how we do that. I want to make 2 braids hanging down from his beard. So I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to go over to stroke, curve modifiers. And what that does, if you take a look at the way it draws out, it's kind of thicker at the end, and it tapers really tiny at the beginning. So that's opposite of what I want. I want it to be thicker where the root is, and then I want it to taper at the end, right? So I go to stroke, curve, fall off. That's under curve modifiers. Whoops. And you see that? That represents the beginning, that represents the end. So I'm gonna flip that over. I'm gonna make it thicker at the root and thinner at the tip. Now watch this. See, it's the opposite way. It's still very tiny. I don't know why it draws it out like that. Hang on. I can always increase the size of it. I don't use this brush too often, so I don't know the modifiers here. I want to lock the beginning, lock the start. What else? Yeah, that's about it, really. Let's just draw it on. Let's just draw it on there, and then I'll move move it around and manipulate it with my other tools. So I'm just going to draw one braid there. Oh, let me show you one more thing. You see how it's kind of resting on the surface there, but like right on the surface? That's what we want, really. But before, when I did it, it was kind of embedded in the chest. That we can adjust by going over to Brush and Depth. See, right now it's set at 14, I guess, by default, and it's hovering just above the chest, which is the line. So if I set that to 0, it should be right on the chest. See that? And it is. If I set it lower, it'll embed itself deeper in the chest. You know, if I just set it down here, you won't even see it. It'll be inside the chest. See that? It's tough to see, but see that? You can just see a little bit of it. So anyway, that's how you adjust the depth. Now, let's put that back to 0. So it's resting right on the chest. And I'm just going to draw 2 quick braids. And then I will mess with the size later. Let's do one over here. Clear the mask. And let's separate the chest, split hidden. And now my braids are a separate subtool, right? There are my braids. Now they're very thin and very tiny. I'm going to group visible. I don't know why the ends are different polygroups. I'm not sure why they do that, but I'm just going to group visible. And I'm going to increase the scale of both of those. Hang on. That's probably going to be too big. Whoa. What is going on here? Uh-oh. What's going on? Something funky happened. Hang on. Let me go back. Let me mask this one off. I'm having a little trouble here controlling my parts, but let me scale this up. Yeah. Okay, let me trim it first. You know what? I'm just going to take some of that away. Delete hidden. And then enlarge this part. That's probably too big. Let me take some more away. Let's take a little off the top. I'm just winging it here. I'm just trying to do a quick demo, and find the right size. Okay, let's see. Let's take a little bit more off. That's good. Delete hidden. I'm going to flip the mask over and do the same with this. Delete hidden. Close holes. Group visible. And let's scale this one up a little bit. Move it over. Okay, looks good. Clear the mask, delete hidden, close the holes, group visible. All right, now I can mess with I'm going to tuck them under the beard. Let's mask one of them off and move this one under. Like that. let's move this one under like that. Now I'm just going to grab a big move brush and just give it a little curve here, a little bend. Now I'm resting them on the chest because I'm thinking ahead to what it's going to be like to print this thing. And I don't want breakage. If I wanted to print the braids, I would probably, and if they were, you know, away from his chest, I would probably have to make them separate and plug them in afterwards, after the print was made. But if I lay them down on the chest, then I could print it all in one piece, and I don't have to worry about these tiny little thin parts breaking, snapping off my print. Okay, so there's the main braid. That's a great brush. I would encourage you to look for it. It will help you and save you a lot of time. It's just basically a curve brush, a curved tubes brush, but it makes two tubes and it twirls them around together, makes a braid. You could probably do that by hand with a curved tubes, but this will save you some time. All right. Now, the braid needs a knot at the end. So I'm going to append a sphere, shrink it down, and using my move brush, I'm just going to kind of pull that out to a teardrop shape. Let's Z-remesh that. Okay. And just kind of make an interesting, whoa, teardrop shape. Hang on, let me grab my stylus. Something like that, maybe a little bit of an S-curve type of thing. And we'll just move that into place. At the end of each braid. Duplicate and mirror. Just change the shape of this one a little bit so it's not symmetrical. Okay. And to hold these knots, let's merge them down. Okay. To hold these knots, let's append a ring. And this ring will probably be like metal, some sort of metal ring. Okay, let's see, duplicate a couple of times, duplicate, move it up, duplicate, move it up. And maybe one more, duplicate, move it down. Okay, and we can merge these together. These four rings, group visible, and that will be the little clasp or whatever you want to call it that holds the braid together at the end of it, where the knot is there. And And that's about it. It's as simple as that. If you have that cool brush, duplicate and mirror, move that one into place. Whoops. Okay, now let's put a little bit of hair texture. Probably should put some little hair texture on the braid itself. Let's divide a couple of times and get some geometry on there. And let's put some hair texture on here. So again, I'll go grab this cool hairbrush. Whoops, we need some geometry. It's only 9,000. And there you go. I'll just grab a move brush, a small move brush, and just kind of start shaping this stuff a little bit better. I'm just doing this really quickly and very, very sloppily. So you want to go back in there and just make some nice shapes and try to find some nice S-curves. Pull out a hair here and there. All right. So let's make that the same color and material as the oh, I'm going to merge these two down. Merge down. What was I doing? Oh, let's make the braids the same color and material as the beard. There they are. Well, and there you go. Simple as that. Curve brushes, very, very cool. Start building your library of curve brushes. I'm going to inflate them and then probably Dynamesh them. Very nice. All right, gang. Thank you so much for watching Chapter 19. I will see you in the next one.